Right. Okay, let's start with the new project today. I'm going to create a Java application. I'm saying factory pattern. Right now, in the given example, in the last time, it was about car. Right now, therefore, I don't need a class called factory pattern. Right. Let's add a class called car. And the car class, then attributes of the car, what you want to have. Let's say we have car ID and the car type. Then the car type has to be right defined types. Therefore, like we have already discussed about the enumerated list. Therefore, I'm gonna create one called car type, and then here inside the curly brackets, I want to specify the types of the cars. That means which I want to save it as an enum. Then I'm gonna mention it as luxury, sports, and electric. Luxury, sports, and electric. Right now, that is the enumerator. Then, based on the enumerated list I have created, I'm going to create a variable called type. Based on the car type variable, I have just enumerated list I have created. I'm going to create a variable called car type, and then car ID, car type, and let's say we have a price and string. We have the brand. Right, only these we have to declare the variables, right? And then it's matter of generating the constructor, insert code constructor, yes, all done, right? And then we could generate the getters and setters. We might require the getters and setters. Therefore, I'm gonna do only use like two or three instant variables, but like if you are implementing the entire process, then you have to have the getters and setters for all. Right now, that is up to you. You know what is the purpose of doing this in, encapsulation, and therefore only for the required instance variables you have to generate the getters and setters if you are accessing from the outside. Right now, I just created for all, then it's easier for me to work around. Right, and then if you print an object of a class car, how should it behave? That is the string representation of an object. Here I want to override it, which is inherited from the java.lang.object class right now here. Therefore, I'm going to override the toString method. Now, what I'm going to do is when I print a car object, I'm going to print car ID and car type and price and the brand. Right. Okay, car ID, car type, price, and the brand. Okay, we'll have the brand first. Car ID. Right. Okay, car ID, and then you display the car ID value, and you display the brand, and then you have the brand value, and then the car type you have, and then the price you have a car ID, you have the car ID, and then the brand, you have the brand, the plus solution company. Right. Okay. Now this is how it should return the string representation of a car object. And if you want to get used to it, by any chance, if you want to compare the objects, then I'm gonna override the equals as well. by car ID. Right, then automatically it comes with the hash code. Coupled with the hash code, I don't need to implement the hash code at this point. And then what I want to do, let's say compare by the car ID. First, I want to check whether this is instance of a car object. Then I'm going to check whether if the object is an instance of class car, then only I could check. And then I would say if it is an instance of the class car, I'm going to check whether if, okay, let's say, first of all, I'm going to create a class car object. Okay, car object called C equals, I'm going to cast the object into a C type, right? Otherwise, you would have checked, okay, if you want to skip this line, you can check with car ID. Car ID is equals to, you have to get, now you can do it C dot car ID, right? If you are not doing this line, then you have to take this and you have to do it like dot car ID, right? This, say, that you can do, right? You better have to. Right, and then if it is the IDs are the same, we need to return true. That means now we have changed the behavior of the equals method to check by the car ID. Both two objects are having the same car ID, it will return true, not the reference. Previously, the default implementation is it will check the reference. No? Right, now return false. Right, now equals method also done. Right, then if you want to have the what? If you want to have the okay, the sorting method, if you want to sort these car objects, then I'm gonna implement the comparator interface, comparator interface, and then car type of objects. That means if you implement the comparator interface, then you must implement compare to method. Then compare to method will be the default sorting method of car objects. Right now, you can see you will be getting an error, which is saying the compare to has not overridden. You can see the car is not abstract and does not override the abstract method compare. Right, then, okay, let's implement the comparable interface. So not the comparator here, comparable interface, comparable. Then that should come with the compare to method. Yes, compare. Right. Now I'm gonna implement the comparable interface. Right now you can say right click, insert code, implement method, compare to, comparable interface compare to. Now this is to just to compare the car objects. Now this one I'm gonna compare by what? We have the fields of ID, type, price, and the brand. Let's say now the by the price, car ID. Okay, by car ID. Then in ascending order. Let's say return car ID minus object dot car ID. Car ID minus object dot car ID. Now this should return right. Now if the car ID is greater than for the object car ID to return positive value. If it is the if both are the same, it will return 0. If the object car ID is greater than, this would return a negative value. Therefore, based on that, that would sort. Right now, this would be ascending order by car ID. If you want to sort by the descending order, you need to put ordered car ID here and then car ID here. Then that would be sorting it descending order. Right. Now, okay, we are done with the basics. Right. Now, if you want to sort by the price as well, we'll add another class. Sort by price. And then if you want to sort by price, then you can implement the comparator interface to sort the car type objects. And now again, if you implement the comparator interface, the compare method is missing here. Therefore, you need to implement the compare method. Again, compare method, let's say now I said I want to compare by the price in descending order, let's say. Then I want to return. It has written an integer value. But now O1 and O2 has the price values as float. Therefore, descending order O2 dot. Now we have to call by the method not 0 O2 dot get price. Get price. Now this is where we are using the public methods we have generated for instance variables. Otherwise, we can't access because of the private key. Here we have set these as instance variables as private. No, therefore you will not be able to access from the outside. That's why we generated these public methods. Right now, here I'm accessing the get price. Now, in this scenario, I'm accessing only the get price field, only the get price. Therefore, the rest of the variables are not necessary for me in this program within the scope I'm planning to do. But if you have to complete the rest, you have to generate. That's why I have generated all. Now, right, we have yes, we have this done. Right, then what you have to do, let's say, okay, let's create the subtypes of the car class as well. Right, then I'm going to create the luxury car, another class called luxury car, luxury car. I'm going to make it as a subclass of, I'm going to make it as a subclass of the class car. Right. Now, I will show you one thing first as well here. Right now, we haven't done any examples with abstract classes. No? Let's say if I have another method called, let's say I'm going to have an abstract method. Right, I'm going to have an abstract method. Abstract method. Wait, hello. Abstract method, hello. Since it is an abstract method, I don't need the implementation of the hello method here. Therefore, I'm just saying when hello is there, but it is abstract. That means this will be implemented in subclasses. Right now, I have just mentioned the method hello. Right now, when I make it as an abstract, here you will be getting an error in the class car. Let's say class car is not an abstract class. Therefore, cannot override the abstract method hello in class. Therefore, if you are having abstract methods, then you need to make sure the class also abstract. Therefore, you can make it as an abstract class. Right. Therefore, this is only just because of I have declared an abstract method, right? Then when I create the luxury car as a class and I'm going to make it as a subtype of, if I make it as a subtype of the class car, right now you will see, right, when I make it as a subtype of the class car, then it says, now the luxury car is not an abstract and it does not override the abstract method hello. Therefore, either you have to override it here or you have to make this class also an abstract. Therefore, let's say void right click, you can right click and insert code also you could do it. And override method abstract implement method. Hello. See? Then you will see you can have the when you do it like now, this is not the previous error, now it's another one. in the class car, there's a constructor has been declared, but therefore you have not declared the constructor here. Therefore, let's declare the constructor as well. Insert code constructor. Right. Right now you can see exporting non-public type through public API. Right. Now we have just declared the subtype or the subclass car as well. Right. Now we are passing these values into the car ID, car type, price, brand. Right. Okay. The luxury car. Right. Let's declare the other subtypes as well. We have the luxury sports, sports car, sports car. Right now in the sport car here, I'm gonna make it as extend class car. Right, you'll be getting the same error like previously because you have not implemented the constructor as well as overwritten the hello method. Now I'm not going to use this hello method for any case. Just for your reference, I have added this, and that is not relevant to right now. This hello method is not relevant for anything. I just added into the class car in order to show you the behavior of the abstract method, abstract keyword. Therefore, it is not relevant for this program. Just for your information, I have just added. Right, and then the luxury car, luxury electric car, electric. Let's make it as also a subtype of the class car. You'll be getting the error as previously. Here I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna put it here as well. Right. Okay, now we have done the class car and sort by price method and subtypes of the class car, which are electric car, sports car, and the sports, electric, and the luxury car. Right, sports car, sport. Let it be. Okay. Then, right now we need to create the factory pattern. Okay, let's say we'll declare the car factory. Now this is where we're going to declare the car factory. In the car factory class here, what I'm going to do here is, right, I'm going to declare a method called, right now I'm going to declare a method called public and I'm going to make it as a static. Therefore, without creating any object to the car factory, I can access this method now. The return type is car objects and create car or get car. I'm going to say get car and I want to pass the values right now from the class car constructor. It's easier. I'm going to copy this. Right now, these are the values I want, and then it has to return a car object all the time. Then, based on the type of the car, I'm gonna create the relevant car type. Therefore, I'm gonna use a switch and the car type based on the car type and the values I know. Right. Then, what I'm gonna do is here, if it is the case luxury, if it is a luxury, is the answer. If it is a luxury car, I'm gonna return new luxury car object. I'm going to return a new luxury car object by passing all these values, right? And if it is the case, electric, I'm going to return new electric car. Okay, what's this? Electric car. Electric car became a subtype. Right now, the other case scenario is only like anyway, this has to return a car object. No? Therefore, if it is luxury, it can return a luxury car. If it is electric, it can return electric car. If it is the default case, we're gonna return a sport car. Oh no, no. Control C, Control V. What you can return is a sport because either way, it will return a car object. Right. If it is a luxury car object, luxury car type, then it will return a luxury car object. Right, when you call the luxury car, now you can see it's gonna call the superclass method. Right, now this is how it's gonna work out. Right, now we have done with the car factory as well. Like now, since it is a static method, we could access the static method through car, whatever the class name dot get car method. Right. Now we are done with the basic classes. Right now, we need to have the class in the main method, which will run this program. Right. Let's say the driver or the test or whatever you can have it. I'm going to name it as a driver class, driver. And let's come up with the main method quickly. Public static void main. Right. Now this is where we have to start the working. Right. Now, first of all, I want to store the car objects. Therefore, I'm going to create an array list of the car objects. Right. Therefore, I'm going to create the array list. Array list. Array list I'm gonna create like what type of generic I'm gonna use. I'm gonna use car type objects I'm gonna save here. Therefore, generic is car, and I'm gonna name it as car list is equals to new array list. Right. Okay. Now I need to add the items to the cars list. I want to add the items to the car list. Right now, in order to add the items right now, I can create the objects now through very easily through the car factory. Now, let's say if I want to add a one, let's say car list dot add. Then if I want to add a new car object to the car list, I could use the add object. And then here, how can I add the cars now? It's easy because we have created a separate class called car factory. Car factory using car factory dot get car. I just need to pass the values. Let's say 103. Type is luxury. Let's say price is 19,000. And let's say brand is BMW. Right. All right. Now I'm going to add a few values to the car list. 4 values maximum. Okay. Right now, 5. Let's say 5. 103, 102, 105, 102, 101, 104. Right. And luxury, electric, sports, Again, electric. Again, like okay, likewise I'm gonna set some different prices. Right now, I'm just gonna have some set of values. Right now, this is where I have to work with the menu driven or the console based system. Right now, let's how we gonna do that. Like we need to display some menu items and we have to get the inputs from the user. Right. Therefore, we'll declare scanner class as well. Scanner scn equals new scanner system dot in. Right. Now we have to get the user inputs. Let's say I'm going to declare a variable called option. Option is equals to 1. Right now I have to display the values which I want. What are the options? Right now this has to be repeated again and again until you exit from the system. Therefore, I'm going to use do while loop. Do while. Let's say once the option variable is equals to 9, let's say, not equals to 9. Once it is equals to 9, this will be stopping the loop right now. Once the option is equals to 9. I'm not going to mention like all 9 options, but you can have whatever the options you want, and then you can do it. Let's say car management system. Right now, in the first line, it will display car management system, and I'm gonna say the options I'm gonna say, I'm not gonna write further. 1, 2 display cars. Second one to sort cars by ID. Sort cars by, we have done 2 ways. Sort cars by ID, as well as third option is to sort cars by price. Okay, you can say availability and sort cars by ID, and ascending order, and sort cars by price in descending order. Yeah. And we have what else? Search the car. Okay, that's only I'm gonna write. And the rest you have to do. Insert, update, delete. That's up to you to do it. Right now, search a car by ID. Right. Okay, now this is what we have. Right now, we're gonna ask user to enter your option. What is the option? Once user enter the option, now we have to take it. Right now, we have a declared variable called opt. For that, we're gonna take it. Scan object dot next int. Right, done. Now what we have to do, right, based on the user input, we have to perform that. Therefore, I'm going to use a switch. Right now, based on the option variable, I'm going to perform this now. If it is the option 1, I want to display the cars. Right now, how can we display the cars? Using a for loop, we could do it for car objects. Car object C available in car list. All the car objects available in the car list I want to display. Then system.out.println. Where is this? Now I want to print the car object. Now this is where the the toString method representation helps us. According to the way you have defined the toString, this will work now. Right now we have done this. And if it is case 2, if it is the case 2, we need to sort the cars by ID. That is done by that is done by how the ID is sorting cars by ID is done by compare method. Is it? Yes, car ID is sending order by it's the default sorting method of the class car because of the way we have done it using the comparable interface. Therefore, now we can use collections.sort collections.sort method. We need to pass the car list, right? Collections.sort car list. Then, according to the car list default sorting method, right now this will be sorted. The car list contains car objects. The car objects default sorting method is to sort by car ID in ascending order. Right now, that would be done here. Right. All right. Then the case 3. Right now, I want to sort by the price. Therefore, I have written another method called new sort by price. Then for the collections.sort method, I'm passing the list as well as the class which I have defined as sort by price by implementing compare method with the comparator interface. There I have written inward sort by uh, price in descending order, right? Because I have put int here because like this is a float value, no float value return a float minus a float value is a float value. Therefore, we cannot return a float value. Therefore, we have to return a integer value. We don't care about the number, only the sign we care. Right. And now we are done with these 3. Okay, one more. What is it? Search the car by car in case 4. Right now we need to search a car by car ID, case 4. Right, in the case 4, right now what you have to do is you have to search by the ID. Right, now how can we do that? Okay, car ID. Right now I'm going to have a variable called index, which is equals to -1. And right now then I'm asking user to enter the car ID. Right. I'm going to ask user to enter the car ID. Once user enter the car ID, I'm going to declare another variable called ID in order to take the variable ID, and then I'm going to have a for loop for integer I is equals to 0. We can get by this one. I equals 0, I less than, we don't know the size of the car, then I can say car list dot size. That would return the number of car objects available in this, and then for that number of times loop will run. Right now, what I want to do, I have to check if the ID, if ID is equals to, if ID is equals to car list dot get by the I value. That means the car list dot get zero, the whatever the index object you get, and that by car ID. If the each item's car ID, that means it will run zero. This will be the zeroth index at the beginning. Car list zeroth index car ID. If it is the same, if it is the same, right now what I have to do is index is equals to I. If it is the same, if it is the same, index should be equals to I. And the for loop, let's say now if we are putting a brackets here, and then we could say break as well. Then it will exit from the loop immediately. Right after the for loop, then I'm going to check if the index, if the index is not t equals to -1, that means if the index is not t equals to -1, that means we have found the car, the index variable has been changed. Then I'm going to say found. Okay, we can just display the car. Car is that you get by the index. Else, we can say, sorry, not found. Right, now, okay, we are done with this. Right, let's run it and see how it can work out. Okay, it will ask to display the cars. If you press 1, it will display the cars like this. If you say sort the cars by ID, number 2, then you can see 1, 0. Now, previously the IDs are not in sorted order. Now, IDs are sorted. If you want to sort by the price in descending order, you can see the price highest first 29, 25, 19, 16, 8. And if you want to sort by search the car ID, let's say 105, that would return the car 105 car. If you say search, and now this has to be 4, okay? Correct. If it is 4, if you say 110, it says sorry, not found. This is how you do it, right? And this has to be 4. Right. And any questions now you have, you can ask. Because I didn't give you time to work with me because previously I have shared the video for you to follow up.
It's clear now, sir.
Right. Thank you. Okay. Let's stop recording for this now then.